I hope you like the post that we did about page speed here. And I just want to show you another example of another website. This is one we worked on, portalgainesville.com. You can see when this site loads, it's got some cool video here. It has a Omni bar search tool. It's got some icons, pictures of the agents, and it's got the featured listings down here. Uh, this is actually a little slider here. Let's see, there it goes. And then they have this welcome to the portal thing. So when we run this uh, through the Google Insights, you can see they got a 50 on mobile. That's red, so that's not really very good. And they got a 68 on desktop, which is fine. It could be better, but that's fine. When we look over at it on GT metrics, we see got an A, a 90% on the page speed, and then a 67 on the Y slow score. So let's just click over here. They're punishing us for some domains and HTTP requests, and some of this stuff is going to be really hard to change. And so, their page size is pretty small, less than 1.5 gig or 1.5 megabytes. So that's pretty good. Let's see what we see over here. Again, reduce server response time. That's something we can do to maybe on our end, and we can always hook up a CDN. And there's some things that this site is still being worked on, and there's probably still a few things we can do on our end. But I wanted to look at this mobile version of it, and I wanted to talk about that just a little bit. One of the things that can often be done on the mobile side is you can go through your website and say, okay, of these things that we have here, which ones do we not need on mobile? And then you can start saying, okay, well, with our drag and drop page builder, we can start getting rid of some of these things. Like maybe the video shouldn't be on mobile, which I don't think it should. It takes too long to load, so we'd probably lose that. As we go down here, I'd probably leave these icons here because they can be optimized and be a little bit slower. Meet all the agents. That starts getting a little borderline. How important is it for every visitor on a mobile to see all 5 of these agents? Well, to you and I, it may not be that important, but to Chris and Scott and Teresa, Joseph and Katie, it may be a really big deal. So, let's assume that needs to stay. The featured listings, again, we talked about this. There may be some ways that we can speed this up, change these images, but it looks pretty good. So you have to just say, maybe the blog posts don't need to show up on the mobile part, and some of these things can be changed around. Again, when the page loads on mobile, it loads pretty good. I notice if you look at it on your phone, you'll see that it loads pretty good. If you slide through it really fast and you try to see everything as it loads and catch those agent images, yeah, it takes a minute to load. But if you flip through it at a good pace, everything kind of comes together. And so, although these speeds aren't that great, the truth is that if your visitors are getting a good user experience, they're enjoying the way the website's put together, and things are coming together good for them, they like what they see, they can find properties, then some of these speed tests aren't really as important as we may think they are. And you can see up above we showed some speed tests of other websites. I mean, even if we put in apple.com, their mobile's not that great, 62. And this is Apple. They probably spent more on their website than Portal Gainesville did. But they're also going for a good user experience. So, that's that. Another one that we mentioned on there is, let's talk about google.com. Okay, yeah, they got 100 this time. And it looks like we got some problems with the server. I actually have some screenshots where I got less than 100 on here, and I'll have to load them up on the page. You can see that there's an error here, so that's probably what's making this load quickly, is the site didn't actually load well. Like, what if I put gmail.com? Let's see what happens there. Okay, hey, Gmail's getting a 61 out of 100 on mobile. Look at that. 61, there's nothing there. And the desktop is barely an 83. So I think that that's important for us to look at as we look at how these speed tests come back. Some people really get hung up about it. They're really nervous. They want this to be 100 out of 100. Of course, we all do. But there's a point of diminishing returns where you just say, you know, this is all we can do. It's too complicated to fix all these different things. And even some of the big players have some of these same issues on their websites. You know, we'll pull up realtor.com. Their mobile's good, 70. You know, they're significantly better, 87 on desktop. Hey, that's great. It's also, they don't have that much on their homepage, so they're trying to make it small, make it fast, make it quick, and that's one way we can build these, is make these fast and quick. But if we add content to them, sometimes they slow down. So don't get too hung up about your speed. If you want a speed analysis and you want us to do a tune-up, push the button up above the video and we'll get that set up for you in a day or two. Thank you.